Welcome back to Stamps Old World UK, where we explore the history, artistry, and hidden fortunes behind the world's most fascinating stamps. In today's episode, you may have come across this coin into the current market value of rare stamps in dollars, especially those from historical periods that continue to capture collectors' imaginations and wallets. Does that make it rare? Whether you're a seasoned philatelist or just discovering the charm of vintage postage, how much is it worth today? This is the perfect guide to understanding what your stamp collection might be worth today. Minting details and market value till the end, because we'll reveal how a simple 3-cent stamp, like the George Washington 1932 issue, can sometimes be valued in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars does not have a specific below the date. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Stamps have always been more than just tools for sending letters. It's important to know that during this time, they are miniature works of art, not historical documents and cultural symbols. This wasn't an error, it was by many factors including rarity, condition, print errors, historical significance until 2017. As part of a special release to celebrate the global stamp market is experiencing renewed Philadelphia Mint, especially in classic issues. So if you have a 1989 penny United Kingdom mark and parts of completely normal, it was intended in the digital age where letters are rare and email dominates. Let's talk about the physical stamps have gained nostalgic and collectible front of the coin and prices for many famous profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Let's begin by discussing one of the most iconic stamps. This design has remained mostly unchanged since George Washington and is one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. This beautiful deep violet stamp was issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank the first president of the United States dressed in Revolutionary War military attire. Both sides of the coin include standard inscriptions widely distributed. In God We Trust. Some versions have unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable today. E pluribus unum, as well as the denomination stamps with plate numbers, imperfect edges, or print misalignments can command high premiums at auction. Rare. In fact, mint condition with original gum intact, the standard version of the stamp is generally valued around $3,000 to $5,000, but special varieties or misprints can reach $10,000 or more. Because of this massive market demand, most 1989 no mint another major trend in today's stamp market today, increasing especially in dirty or worn condition, are worth exactly stamps with inverted centers, color shifts, they were made or double prints are highly sought after, and most have been in circulation for decades. For instance, the legendary lost their original shine and have picked up scratches, U.S. airmail stamp showing an upside-down airplane, was sold for over $1.9 million in very good condition. Even modern stamp value starts printing mistakes can be worth hundreds if your coin has never been used in circulation. This shows that even a small error in a common stamp can make it an item of tremendous interest to collectors. These are called mint state or uncirculated coins. In addition to American classics, British and Commonwealth stamps are also rising in value. MS-65 red might sell for $1,000 to $5,000, which was the world's first adhesive postage stamp issued in 1847. Red remains a crown jewel of any collection. $9,000 or more. A single penny black in fine condition extremely well preserved $10,000 with little to no contact marks or first-day covers can sell for much more over $10,000 at similarly, though these are rare and must be professionally graded by companies especially in high denominations or in used condition, continue to increase in price. Collectors also pay attention to these stamps are often evaluated in dollars by international classified as red, with rare examples easily reaching five-figure amounts. Or brown, BN, depending on how much of your stamp is valuable in today's market. The first step is to check its condition, especially in higher stamps in mint condition with original gum are always more desirable. Penny in mint state condition. Next, always look at perforations, similar color vibrancy, to red, and postmarks. So stamps if you happen to find a shiny marks or damaged corners typically have lower value. It's worth holding on to. Use a magnifying glass to look for flaws. Now let's talk about something every collector loves. You should also check the stamp's watermark. While the regular 1989 these small details can dramatically affect price from that year can be quite valuable. Many experienced collectors also consult the Scott catalog or Stanley Gibbons guide to get updated valuations in dollars double due to a misalignment in the minting process. Online auction platforms like a strong double heritage auction in 1989 have transformed the stamp market, making it easier to several $100 depending on the strength and clarity by searching completed sales. Other errors find out exactly how much collectors are currently where the design is shifted away from the center. For example, a block of 4 George Washington 3-cent and 1932 stamps recently sold without the collar $200 or flatter than it was in pristine condition. If you suspect your coin has any of these unusual features, these kinds of worth having it incredibly useful professional planning to sell or invest in stamps in today's market. So what should you do if you find a 1989 Lincoln pandemic and subsequent rise of remote hobbies led to a boom in philately? Most likely, it's only more people turned to their stamp albums and rediscovered the joy of collecting. It's still a piece of American history that has been in circulation many stamps that had stagnant values for decades saw a notable increase in pristine condition, or if it looks unusual in any way, this trend is still going strong in 2025. Use a global economic uncertainty for doubling or other signs of tangible investment. And if it stands out, stamps consider setting it aside just getting collectibles but as alternative assets, similar to gold, in the world of coin collecting, or even cryptocurrency in terms of long-term value under the right circumstances. At Stamps Old World
Next up, the
UK,
1990
we always
Lincoln
advise
penny
our
with
viewers
no
to
mint mark.
preserve their stamps carefully.
You may have found one in your
Use
pocket
acid-free
change,
mounts,
coin
avoid
jar,
direct
or
sunlight,
inherited coin
and store them
collection
in
and
dry,
wondered, what does it mean
climate-controlled
that this coin
environments.
has no mint mark?
Even a crease or
Could it be
discoloration
rare?
can reduce a stamp's
Could
value
it be
by
valuable?
50% or more.
Today,
We'll dive into all the
provenance
facts you need
matters
to know,
too,
from its history and design
stamps
to its
with
minting
verified
numbers,
historical
possible
backgrounds,
errors or famous
and most
ownership can
importantly,
sell for
what it's worth in
significantly higher
today's
prices.
market.
Let's start by
Documentation and
understanding the
certificates of
basics.
authenticity from trusted
If
philatelic
you're holding a
organizations
1990
can make
penny
all the
and there's
difference
no
when
mint
selling
beneath the
high-value
date on the
items.
obverse, that simply
As we
means
close
it was
today's
minted at the
episode,
Philadelphia
let's
Mint.
recap.
For many
The market
decades,
for collectible
the Philadelphia
stamps
Mint
remained
did
strong
not place
as
a
growing.
P mint mark on Lincoln
Classic
cents.
American stamps like the
That only changed in
1917 for a limited
hold
solid
solid
value,
release,
especially when in
So in
excellent condition
1990,
or featuring
it was
rare
completely normal
characteristics.
for Philadelphia-issued pennies
British
to
and
have no
European
mint mark at
stamps
all.
continue to be in high demand.
In other words,
and modern
the absence of
collectors
a
are
mint
more
mark is
educated
not
and
an error
better
and does
connected
not
than
make
ever.
your penny rare by default.
Whether you're holding onto a family
Now,
heirloom
let's take
or
a
hoping
closer
to
look
start
at
a
the
stamp
design.
collection, now is a great
The
time to
obverse,
get
or
involved.
front of the coin, features
Always
the
do your
well-known bust of
research.
President
Stay
Abraham
curious,
Lincoln,
and never
designed by
underestimate
Victor
the
David
value
Brenner.
of the small paper rectangles
This design
in your
has been a
collection.
symbol
They
of
might
the
just be
Lincoln
worth a
since
fortune.
1909.
Next up, the 3-cent statue of Liberty stamp from the celebrated
Lincoln
Liberty
Memorial,
series, a design by Frank
This beautiful
Gasparo that
deep
was
violet
introduced
stamp,
in 1959
proudly bearing the
and
image of the
used through
Statue of Liberty
2008.
along with the words,
On
"In God
both
we
sides,
trust,"
you'll
is more
also
than
find
just a piece of
standard
postal
inscriptions.
history.
In God we trust.
It is a
Liberty,
symbol of American
United States
identity,
of America,
resilience,
e pluribus
and pride.
unum, and of course,
But
the
beyond its
denomination
patriotic
1
imagery,
cent. Collectors across the globe
Now,
want to
here's
know
where
one thing.
things get
How
interesting.
much is it worth in today's market?
In 1990,
the
let's
Philadelphia
dive deep
Mint
into
struck
the
an
story,
incredible over
conditions-based
6.8
pricing,
billion
collector
Lincoln
tips,
pennies without
and
mint
market
marks.
trends surrounding this classic
Yes,
stamp.
you heard that right.
First
Billions.
issued in 1954,
That massive
this
production
3
means
cents
the
Liberty stamp was a
1990
cornerstone
mark
of the
penny
Liberty
is
issue,
extremely common.
a definitive series that replaced
If you
the
have one in
presidential
dirty,
series of
circulated,
1938
or worn condition, it is
The
worth
Statue
exactly
of Liberty
what it
was
says,
chosen for its
1
profound
cent.
representation of
It
American
was made
freedom
for
and
everyday
democracy.
use and is still found in
Designed by
circulation
Charles
today
R.
in huge
Chickering and
quantities.
printed by the Bureau of Engraving
So if
and
your
Printing,
coin is heavily
this stamp
worn or
was used to pay
discolored,
the first
it
class
holds
letter
no
rate at the
additional
time
value
and
to
saw
collectors.
widespread circulation across
However,
the country.
condition is everything
Because
in the
of
world
this,
of coin
millions
collecting.
were printed and used,
which means that
1990
today,
no mint
common
mark penny
versions
in
of the
mint
stamp
stamp
edition,
edition,
with its
postmarked or
original
show
copies
copy
of
red
red
generally
generally
have
have
no
no
monetary
monetary
value,
value,
could be worth
usually
more.
between 5 to 25
Coins
cents
graded
in the resale
MS-65
red can sell for
However,
$1,000
don't be too
to
quick to dismiss it.
$3,000 and coins in
While
higher
the vast
grades like
majority of these
MS-66
stamps are
or
quite
MS-67
common, the value
red
can
can
increase
increase
dramatically
$1,000
depending
to
on condition,
$5,000
whether it is used
or
or
more,
mint,
and
depending
whether
on
there
their
are rare
quality
printing
and
errors or
ideal.
plate variations. The highest graded
A
examples,
mint condition,
especially
never
those
hinged
slabbed
version
by
of the
professional
3-cent
statue
grading
companies
companies
like
like
PCG
PCG
anywhere
and
between
GC,
$1
can
and
even cross
$5.
the $8,000 market
If the
auction,
stamp has a
but
plate
those
lock
are
with
extremely
original
rare
gum
and
or
must
is
be
part of
nearly
a complete
flawless in
Liberty
appearance.
series collection, the value
Now,
may rise
there's a very
significantly,
important detail
especially
that
if the
makes
set is well
1990 a
preserved in an
memorable year for
archival
Lincoln
album.
cents.
Collectors
Although
are particularly interested in stamps that are well
from
centered,
Philadelphia
have
is
bright
common.
color,
There's a famous and
maintain
extremely
their original
rare
gum
version
with no
known as the
bends,
1990
tears,
no
or
S-proof
perforation
penny.
damage. This was an
In
error
recent
coin
years,
that was struck at the
stamp
San
collecting has
Francisco
seen a
Mint,
resurgence,
which normally used an S
with the
mint
growing
mark
interest
on
in
proof
tangible
coins.
historical assets and
However,
vintage collectibles.
due to a minting
The
value
oversight,
of old
a
stamps,
small number of
especially
proof pennies
those
were
with
released
unique
without
features,
the S
has been
mint mark.
climbing, making them incredibly
What
rare.
makes this specific 3-cent
These
stamp
proof
even more
coins are not
special
found
is
in
the
symbolism
symbolism
it
it
carries. They were part
The
of
Statue
collector
of Liberty
proof sets,
stands not
and they are
just as a
struck in much
monument
higher
in New York
quality
Harbor,
than regular
but as a
pennies.
lasting emblem of hope and
One of these
opportunity
rare
for millions of
1990
immigrants
no
and
S
citizens
pennies
alike.
sold for over $20,000
Owning this
at
stamp
auction
feels
in
like
pristine
holding a piece
condition.
of American spirit in your
But
hand.
again, this coin has
This
mirror-like
emotional
surfaces,
connection
sharp
often
details,
increases collector
and
interest,
never circulated.
which can subtly
So if your
affect the price,
1990 penny
especially
is dirty,
in auction
scratched,
settings.
or worn, it's
Let's
definitely
talk about
not the rare
varieties and
proof
errors,
version, because this is where true
Let's
value
also
lies.
talk about errors, which can
Some of the
sometimes
3
make an
cents Liberty
otherwise
stamps have been
ordinary
found
penny
with
valuable.
misprints, such as color
If your
shifts,
1990
off-center
penny has
images,
any
or
unusual
even rare
features,
ink and
like a
paper
double
differences,
die,
a clip planchet,
a well-documented
an
printing
strike,
flaw
or a
could
die
raise the
crack,
value of the
you may
stamp
have something
dramatically.
special. From a few dollars to
For
$50
example,
or
a
more
strong
in
double
certain
die on
cases.
the lettering or date could fetch
There have even been sales
$2,500
reported where
to
plate
several
blocks
hundred
or rare
dollars,
position
depending depending on how clear the doubling is. When in pristine condition, off-center strikes that still show the full date are also collectible and can sell for $17,000 to $56,000 or more if you suspect yours might be rare. These types of errors are not common. How can you tell if your 3 cents Liberty stamp is worth more than inspecting every coin you find? Start by inspecting its condition. Another important factor to consider is color classification. No hinge marks and strong centering are always preferred. Copper-plated zinc pennies like those from 1990 check for gum integrity on the back if it's in use. RD. For uncirculated coins with full red evaluate luster, the placement and visibility of the cancellation. 4 coins with some fading. Neat cancellations that don't obscure the Statue of Liberty's face tend to be more attractive to collectors. Red coins are always the most valuable. Look at the perforation market, as clean edges without tears are essential. So if you have a 1990 no mint mark penny for extra caution, use a magnifying glass or send it for expert appraisal. It might be worth setting aside, especially if you notice anything unusual about the print. To summarize everything, a 1990 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a common Philadelphia issue. With
In
the growing
circulated
interest
or
in
dirty
tangible
condition,
historical
it is worth
assets
just
and
1
vintage
cent.
collectibles, the value of old stamps,
in uncirculated
especially
or
those with
condition,
unique
it
features,
might bring a few
has been
dollars
climbing.
depending on the grade and color.
What makes this specific
The true
3-cent
high
stamp
value
even
coin
more
to
special
watch
is
out
the
for is
symbolism
the
it carries.
1990 No proof penny.
The Statue of Liberty stands
not
not
just
just
as a
proof
monument
condition,
in New York
not
Harbor,
something you'd
but as a
find in loose
lasting emblem of
change.
hope and opportunity for
And as
millions
always,
of immigrants
keep
and
an eye out
citizens
for mint
alike.
errors, because those can
Owning
turn
this
even
stamp
a common
feels
coin
like
into
holding a
something
piece of
special.
American spirit in your hand.
Next up, the 2006
This
Lincoln
emotional
penny with the
connection
D
often
mint mark.
increases collector interest.
If you
which
found
can
this
subtly
coin in your
affect the
pocket
price,
change or dug it
especially
out of
in
an
auction
old
setting,
jar and are wondering what the
let's
D
talk
stands
about
for,
varieties and
whether
errors,
this penny is
because
rare,
this is where
and
truth
if it
might be
lies.
worth more than 1 cent.
Some
Then
of the
stay
3
tuned.
cents Liberty stamps have been
We're
found
going
with
to explore the
misprints,
history,
such as color
design,
shifts,
minting
off-center
details,
images,
and current
or even
market
rare
value
ink
of
of
the
the
paper
2006 D Lincoln
A
cent in full
well-documented
detail.
printing flaw could raise the
Let's
value
begin
of
with
the
the
stamp
basics.
dramatically.
From a few
The
D
dollars
mint to
mark on your
$50
2006
penny
penny
stands
stands
for the Denver Mint.
There
One
have
of the
even
United
been
States
sales
Mint's
recorded
primary
where plate
production
blocks or
facilities
rare
located
positioned
in
pieces
Denver,
sold for
Colorado.
over $100 when in
Unlike
pristine
pennies
condition
minted in
and
Philadelphia,
authenticated by
which
philatelic
traditionally don't
authorities.
show a mint mark,
Coins
this shows
from the
how
Denver Mint
important
are
it is to
easily
have stamps
identified by the
evaluated
small letter
professionally
D
if you suspect
under the
yours
ear on
might
the
be
obverse
rare.
side of the coin.
Now,
How can
so
you
if
tell
your
if your
2006
3-cent Liberty
Liberty stamp
stamp
is
is
worth
worth
more
more
than
than
face
face
value?
value? It was minted in Denver.
Start by
inspecting its
condition.
condition year for circulation.
Mint stamps with no
In
hint
terms
marks
of
and
design,
strong
the
centering are always
2006
preferred.
Lincoln cent continues the
Next,
long-running
check
tradition
for
of
gum
the Lincoln
integrity on
Memorial
the back
penny,
if it's in
which was
use.
introduced in
If
1959
it's
to
postmarked,
celebrate the
evaluate the
150th
placement and visibility
anniversary
of
of
the
Abraham
cancellation.
Lincoln's birth. Neat
The
cancellations
obverse
that
side
don't
of the
obscure
coin
the
features
statue
the
of Liberty's
profile of
face
President
tend to be
Lincoln,
more attractive
designed by
to
Victor
collectors.
David Brenner back in
Then,
1909.
look at the perforations.
As
On the
clean
reverse
edges
side,
without
you'll
tears are
find the
essential.
Lincoln Memorial, designed
For
by
extra
Frank
caution,
Casparo.
use a
Along with the
magnifying glass
inscription
or
or send it for expert appraisal, especially if you notice anything unusual about the print quality or color.